Alright, we're live. It only took me much longer than I thought it was. But, oh boy. Looks like my tablet did not charge. That's a shame. So, it looks like we're gonna go for as long as my tablet goes for. But, so, we're back on this piece. Why? Because I essentially redid some stuff. And that's pretty much it. I am really tired today. So we're probably only going to go for an hour. But this week is really hectic. So getting in that hour is really important to me. Right now, I'm still putting on the flats. And I'm kind of do it like quickly. So although I was trying to get how I got the eyes to look last time. It is a little bit laggy today. I'm hoping I can put up with it. I know my setup isn't optimized for streaming. That's pretty good right there. I was almost not going to stream today, but I figured I would, just to get the practice in. Because my eye is actually in a really bad state right now. And I am a little concerned about it. But I do want to make progress as well. Looks a little weird without the whites of the eyes, but should be okay. I did add a few more details. Oops. Speaking of detail, I really hastily put this one on. It's been a week, you know. A lot of drama, a lot of emotions and whatnot. So, being able to just sit down and do some coloring, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but I think it's still really good. Now, some of the coloring I should have kept from the other piece, but, you know, I decided to do it from scratch. Mainly because I wanted to, practice some more. And I figured, if I'm not happy with a piece, then, you know, some artists start completely from scratch. So I might as well. You know, I didn't start completely from scratch, I just fixed a couple of things that were annoying me. But I figured the coloring process and the shading process would be good practice. So I have yellows done. I need light grays, whites, and I need the colors on the Metroid. So let's finish off with the light grays. Let's add a new layer. Call this the light grays metal. Hey cutie, welcome. It is tiring. It has been a week already, and it's only Tuesday. But I'm happy to be here, and I am happy to get back to drawing, and I am happy to see your face, or name tag, I should say. A lot of things going on in life, but you know, gotta make time for that progress, you know? And I forgot what I was doing. What was I doing? Oh, grays, yes. But overall, I'm doing really well today. It is, despite having a lot on my plate right now, this week is pretty much going to be very heavy as far as things I need to be doing. But overall, I've been sleeping well, eating well. You know, it's a lot I don't get to ask for, so it is, I hope you're doing well as well. I know I don't get to stream as often as I would like due to circumstances, but, you know, I hope you are doing well. Maybe I should try to make that a little more round. Kind of match with the curvature of the bracelet. Oh, I missed that spot. I have to go back for that. I also missed a little piece right there. Man, I'm really sloppy. Oof. So because my work schedule changed this week, I've been trying to find some time to draw and to color, and I've been really doing it hastily, and I'm now noticing I have not been doing a very thorough job. I've always had the mentality that haste makes waste, and it is definitely showing. As my hasted actions have a lot to show forth as far as sloppiness. So definitely need to correct that. I also haven't been able to check my work, which is part of the biggest problem, or probably the biggest issue, I should say. That right now I don't have the time to, like, oh yes, I need to do this part over again. I've just been slapping on some colors and hoping for the best, and some of those didn't come out well. That's fine. That's what the practice is for. I am really happy how this shoe came out. I'm genuinely happy for most of the part for this entire piece. I am pretty happy that, you know, the progress I've made over the weeks of learning how to stream. I mean, I am still learning how to stream, but learning how to draw. Okay, I think that's all the light gray. Let's go ahead and add some whites, which is... Oops. I need to... Oh good, it's actually working today. I don't know what's up with Krita, but my color picker hasn't been working lately, and it has been slightly annoying. I mean, it is working, but the user interface isn't working, and it's been really throwing me off. I mean, I'm colorblind to begin with, so any hiccups with that stuff is really off. Like, kind of throws me for a loop. Just toss in this color here. It is a little weird. My line art seems to be transparent a little bit. I wonder why that is. Hoping it won't impact the overall quality of the picture. So it is a little weird to see that. Okay, what else is white? I don't think I have any white on the Metroid. Oh yes, I do. The claws are white. I actually like how this little baby Metroid came out. Far more detailed than my little doodle I had in the last iteration of this painting. Do I put my colors in separate layers? Yes. Every single color is on a separate layer. So even the blue and the dark blues are on completely separate layers. And what's going to happen with that is when I trim these colors down, I'm going to select that layer, and I'm only going to be able to paint on that layer. And that's going to come into play when we start shading and everything. That way we're only shading the parts that are colored. Also, it helps if, like, let's say you get the color wrong. Like, let's say I'm colorblind. So, let's say I accidentally made Samus's suit a little too green, and like one of you all in chat like tell me, hey, isn't her suit a little more blue? I could be like, oh, you're absolutely right. Let me go make a new blue, and I can go in and change that color without having to alter or worry about damaging the rest of the painting. Like, she has an iteration of her suit that is white. Let me save before I show you, before I mess it up. But this is actually a little trick that they showed me in the class. Let me see. Main suit. I'm still on white. Let me select the entire undersuit. And let's say in the middle of my project, I just wanted to completely change her blue suit into her white suit. Then I can just come in here, change all of the light blue into white without changing anything else on the picture. Now, we don't want that, so I'm going to undo that. I am a fan of her blue suit far more than her white suit. Now I have to remember what I was doing. Whites. Okay, that seems to be all the whites. What else colors do I need? I need to make her eyes. And I need the Metroid. Okay. Yeah, like, because of her Smash Brothers costume, she has some iterations that are a white suit. You could probably find some fan art of that one as well. Let's go with Reds of the Metroid. Oh, you know what? I don't remember. I don't remember. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the black layer. Where's my blacks? That way. So the Metroid is a little tricky because I want to color outside of the bubble black. This may not be completely accurate, but or was it pink? Might have been pink. So okay. I have to second guess myself. So this layer will be the pinks. How do I make pink? Red. Is that pink? It's kind of pink. That's a little too red. That's kind of pink. Maybe a little more purplish. There we go. I want to barely be able to see it against the gray, because that is one of the worst colors for me, is pink to see. I can't. Nope. It's so hard for me to see this. I just have to trust that I'm coloring correctly. This is the disadvantage of having a gray background. But for the most part, the reason we use the gray background is because we want to get the values correct. Now, I'm going to drop the opacity down to 50 inside the bubble. That way it gives a sense of translucency, which is gonna be even worse for me to see. Yay. Okay, so I'm gonna outline it. Oh shoot, I can't do that. I forget, with the opacity down to 50, if I pick up my pen. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it really big. We're just gonna make one pass at it. Now we can add the super red portions on a completely different layer. Still a low opacity. Then we have the green layer, which is going to be sitting on top. How do I get to green? I think this is green. it's gonna be like a super light. Well, I want a lot of green. Maybe like a nice forest green. There we go. And we'll come back and trim the colors later. I'm just laying down the flats first. Well, it depends on the color blindness you have. I forget the term that I have, but the hardest one for me to see is, I think it's red and green, I think. I have the color blindness where I cannot distinguish red and greens. I want to say it starts with a T, and there are about like 4 different versions of color blindness. You can have multiple of color blindness. Like I could have the green red one and the blue purple one, I think. I'm forgetting it right now, but yeah, when I had to take a test in order to get a specific job, they required me to take a test on color blindness, and I failed. I failed horribly. It's one of those tests where they ask you to spotlight the number in the multiple colored dots. I didn't see a single one. It was embarrassing, to say the least. But over time, I became a little more comfortable with it. I was about to say I need to color the bottom part, but I did. It's pink. I can't see that. Oh, there's a yellow portion right here that I forgot. Actually, let me go ahead and color that while I'm here with the blacks. Did I miss something else? I know there was another detail I missed. Where was it? Where was it? Was it in the hair? I don't think it was the hair. Ah. This is why I need to write notes. A new layer for her irises. I really like the idea of purple eyes, but let's stick a little bit closer to her design. That's weird. I don't know if I accidentally did something with my line art. To make it transparent by accident. Because you can even see it right here. Let me see if I can fix that, because that is bothering me a little bit. So I need to unlock the line art. Let's save before I mess everything up. Let's go ahead and make black. Black, black, black. Let's go to inker. Make sure the opacity is at 100. Make this pen really big. Oof, that lag when I made it super big. When did I realize I was colorblind? I always knew I had trouble with colors. Way back in high school is when I really started noticing it. And I wouldn't be surprised that it's due to having concussions. I found out that that is a possibility, that the concussions I did suffer might have caused me to develop color blindness. I can't prove that because when I really started noticing it, it was around that same time. So unfortunately, I don't know like if it's genetic or if it's due to an injury. Because I have done a lot of stuff to my body that I am now paying for. It is lagging quite a bit, so I hope I'm going slow. That way I'm hopefully catching everything. And I'll do a few passes as well. It is a very large brush, so even without streaming it would lag pretty badly. Alright, let's see if that fixed it. I believe it did. So I wonder if I accidentally was using a wrong brush. So, happy that we can fix that issue. Man, my voice is going. I tell you, I'm really exhausted, and my voice is showing. Okay, I think we got all the flats done. Alright. So now, we can kind of go back, and I already did the suit, the mane, so we can start trimming down the black layer. And this is pretty much going to be the rest of the stream if I am slow about it. Meh. Or not careful enough. This one is going to be difficult because they're so small. Ah! It's like the worst part is like some of these smaller things I can't even use, like the magic select tool, because like right here you can see that my lines are open, so it wouldn't even work. All because I was sloppy. Yeah, so Krita, uh, it's a really good program. Let me tell you that. But oh, uh, Krita is it definitely isn't the high end tier of art programs, but also one of the things that I was figuring out was that the whole reason back when I cut the stream early because it was lagging really bad was actually my PC. Um, I didn't have enough memory, and my PC was essentially dying, or not dying, but it was struggle busing in order to stay like to keep up with the encoding of streaming, as well as uh, the drawing application. So, like, I had to tweak OBS to say, oh, don't put too much detail into the encoding. So you'll probably notice that my streams are a lot less quality. Or maybe I just didn't have enough quality to actually notice anyway. But um, yeah, the memory was the issue. That I was overclocking my PC essentially. Because I underestimated how much memory a drawing program needs in order to, and as well as streaming. Like OBS is hogs a lot of resources. So it's like when I stream, I get a lower performance on Krita than when I don't stream. But I love interacting with anyone that comes by, so I'll deal with the poorness of the program. Oh, it's streaming in 720. Oh, cool. I'm glad that I was able to get the settings correct then. I was worried that it was going to have to be dropped down to 480. Because then that's just laughable. As far as streams. I was like, don't make fun of me. Oh, I don't have people, and I don't have enough people to come around here to actually make fun of me, so I guess that's okay. Ah. It's funny because, like, I constantly say, like, oh, streaming isn't my priority. But in the back of my head, that perfectionist in me is like, don't you dare say that. It's like, you give your best quality or you don't give it at all. I'm like, okay. It's like, even though it isn't my priority, there is still a piece of me that stresses out over it. I know, right? 480. Oof. That would be like I cringe at that. At the thought of that. Yeah, I 2010s. Yeah, that's probably right. Oh, that's the detail I missed. Let me do that before I forget again. Oops, what did I do? I need to go to the suit pattern layer. The other good thing about having all my colors on one layer or on all separate layers is that when we get to the shading process and you need a color pick, you're not getting the muddled shading color. You're getting the true color. Oops, it didn't. Hello? Why didn't you color pick? This is what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes the color picker just says no. There we go. That way I don't forget. Oh, now I need to switch back to the black layer. Where's my black layers? Oh, right above it. Whoops. Like, the process itself of shading and putting in colors isn't all that, like, hard, but I do want to mess around with different shadings. And what I mean by different shadings is I want to mess around with reapplying shadows and light to see if I can't get better representation, I guess is the best way to put it. Because I went with a very basic shadow application of, like, this is where light is coming from, this is where light would be hidden, this is where, like, the shadow would be and whatnot, versus applying form shadows in a proper way and making sure that some things are a little more better represented in the lights and shadows. Oops. Because even though I was pretty happy with the final result that I put on Twitter, or I shouldn't say I was happy, I was content. The biggest issue for me was there was a piece in the line art that I hated. And so I went and redid that portion of the line art on her body. And then I decided to tweak around with the Metroid, make it a little more realistic looking, rather than my little cartoony thing. And it just kind of turned, and I was like, okay, I'll like just kind of do the whole thing over again, as far as shading and whatnot. Honestly, it's pretty fun, like adding colors and going in and making sure those colors are in the right places. And it's good practice because there's so many steps to do. If I'm going to be following, like, my classes, there's so many steps to do because you have to set up a layer for each one, for each color, and you have to set up a layer for each color's lighting and shadowing. So I think it's good practice to get that practice done. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. I'm right with what? What were you agreeing to? I said a lot of things there. Yeah, unfortunately, with the way I had to set up, uh, like I had to tweak OBS, I had to not have chat on my laptop, so I don't have it like directly in front of me anymore. It's off to the side with my tablet, so I have to like look back every once in a while to read chat. Because my PC cannot handle actually running uh, Google Chrome as well as streaming, because Google Chrome eats away at my computer so badly. The fun thing about oh, okay. Gotcha. The good thing about knowing which colors are on top and whatever, uh, you can kind of cut down on some work. Like right here, I'm trimming the black because it's on top of the blue, but right here on the details where the light gray will be on the shoe, I'm not gonna bother because that layer is going to be on top, and I'm not gonna bleed it through. So it should save me a little bit of time. Oh, and then speaking of like problems, I did have to lower the latency, so there is a bigger delay between what I say and when I catch your messages. Sucks, but that's what it has to be as far as like my setup. Because I used to have it on super ultra latency, or super low latency. That way I could respond quickly to whatever people were saying, but I think that was eating away at my RAM. My PC was struggling. It's really funny because in the YouTube studio, it gives like a little, I guess, hint box, or not hint box, but a tooltip on what each latency will do and like what kind of streamers. And there's like one that's like ultra latency, which means like, oh, you'll it's like minutes behind. And the little tooltip is like great for streamers that never want to interact with their community. And I'm like, huh? It's like, why are you even streaming then? Make videos. I don't know, that's just me. black colorings are trimmed. I want to kind of do something with the hair. I will be Oh. Oh, I guess that's right. Yeah, I forgot about YouTube Kids. That's still a thing. Weren't they in like super trouble or something? I don't know. I just heard like one report about how awful it was. Maybe I shouldn't be saying stuff about YouTube while streaming. They'll come after me, man. It's really funny because like I'm so used to like streamers on Twitch, you know, where even if chat is going like super fast, they're still like somewhat interacting with them. Like they'll catch a thing here and there. So like the whole idea that you would turn off chat, I'm like, that's just so weird to me. But you make good points. I think like for me half the fun is chat. Hey, you are a valued member of the Latte Knights. I don't care if your comments don't make any sense. I will do my best to understand. Now this one I'm going to manually from below, like where the shoulder is, cut off the yellow. And boy, I did not realize how yellow her hair is. But I do want to use the magic select tool because it kind of leaves behind some pixels when you use it on the outside, and hopefully I will be able to show you what I mean. And I kind of want to use that to my advantage for the hair, because I think that would be a pretty cool little thing. Cool little detail that may or not be great. First of all, let's lock our line art so that doesn't happen again. see if I can zoom in here. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. See? There's just a little bit of yellow on this black line. And that's exactly what I wanted. Alright. I think that's it for that. Okay, I need to... start coming in here and erasing the inside of the face. Oof, I need to sneeze. I need to sneeze real bad. Oh. Actually, let's see. What did I just do? Oh. Ah! I forgot that part is open. Okay. But I think we'll end it here because again, I have to wake up fairly early. I just want to finish this little bit up right here. Make sure there's no yellow trim here on the cheek. Okay, yeah, I think we'll call it here. I wasn't planning on streaming for too long. My voice, my tablet, and everything else is just as well as needed to wake up early tomorrow. I think I'm going to need to call it here. Just sneeze. Do you know that holding a sneeze is dangerous? Oh yes, I do know that trick. Yes. I've used that trick for a long time for the sneezes. But yes, good night, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, I will try to get some streaming done the rest of this week, but because I suck at outros, I'm just going to say good night and goodbye.